So I think we're ready to get started. Welcome everyone to the 6th ceremony at which we present the Norman Borlaug Award for Field Research and Application, endowed by the Rockefeller Foundation. That's the official name. I think it's the longest name award that I know of in agriculture and development. But we're so thrilled. And Rajiv Shah, the president of Rockefeller, is going to be here tomorrow, but he's arriving later tonight. But I'm so pleased Gary Tennyson is here. Gary is retired. Gary, stand up for a second. So I want to tell you how the award got started. It was in 2011. It was the 25th anniversary of the World Food Prize and the 100th anniversary of the Rockefeller Foundation. And Gary called up and he got my attention immediately by saying, "Oh, would you like to have $1 million?" So as John Ruan, our chairman, knows, that's a call I got to take, But what he was calling about was that Rockefeller, which had been at the forefront of taking Norman Borlaug to Mexico in the 1940s and beginning his incredible journey internationally, wanted to do something special. And so Judith Rodin came later that year and at our laureate announcement ceremony announced that, or our laureate award ceremony announced a commitment of $1 million. And that is now provides the funding for the $10,000 prize that we award each year to the recipients. I'm so wonderful to have our laureate, Dr. Akinwumi Adesina, his wife Grace here as our very special guests of honor for the entire week. So good of you to be here tonight because you're an inspiration to all these young scientists because you did the same thing, right? You were a young man inspired by Norman Borlaug and have now gotten to the pinnacle of your career in receiving the World Food Prize. So this is meant to be the halfway there inspiration. Bram Govertz and Andrew Mude are here. Where's Andrew? I saw Andrew a minute ago. There he is. They're two of the previous winners, and they're now 6. 2 are from Kenya, quite amazing. But we're so pleased that our recipient this year is from China. And Consul General Hong Lei, Mr. Consul General, thank you so much for being here with us to honor us. Made a special trip. You know, in Iowa, I tell the Consul General he really should move his office from Chicago to Des Moines because with the relationship of President Xi Jinping to Iowa, he's here all the time. I warn him he should be careful. They'll be looking for him to pay tax here because as Secretary and Governor Vilsack knows. So it's so good to have you here, Mr. Secretary, as a new member of our Council of Advisors. So our ceremony tonight is not terribly long, but very terribly meaningful. And our jury is chaired to select the winners by Dr. Borlaug's only graduate student, and who was with him in Mexico, worked with him, I don't say longer than almost anyone that's still on the scene, and he's still a very young man, But Dr. Ronnie Kaufman is a great part of Norman Borlaug's legacy. He's a great part of the World Food Prize because he brings and carries with him that relationship. He is at the forefront literally of carrying forward Norm's work, because Norm fought stem rust all his career. And he had it down, and he was stepping on it and had stem rust by the throat, and thought he had gotten rid of it. And then in the last couple of years of his life, UG 99 appeared on the scene, and there needed to be a new initiative. And the person who's leading it, the Borlaug Global Rust Initiative, his daughter Jeannie Lauby, who's here, is the president, and the director of it is Ronnie Kaufman. And Julie Borlaug, so glad that you could be here tonight. So this painting of Dr. Borlaug was commissioned by us to a man named Chaz Fagan, who never had met Dr. Borlaug. Wonderful captures him. But he built in something in it. And I come in and I look up, and sometimes I see that Norman Borlaug has just a little bit bigger smile on his face when we have very special moments in here. And Norm is smiling very broadly tonight for this event because of our winner, because of both of our winners, and because all of you are here, and because Ronnie Kaufman, chair of our jury, member of our Council of Advisors, Norman Borlaug's long-term partner, is here. So it's my great honor and privilege to introduce to you Dr. Ronnie Kaufman.
Thank you very much, Ken, for that introduction. It's always hard for a plant breeder to follow an ambassador. But I'll give it a try. I want to thank the selection committee. I'm the chair, but the others are anonymous. Some of them are in the audience, so we owe a lot to their hard work, and the staff here at the prize, who this year I think has invested a lot of effort in making this happen. So before we, and I want to add my thanks to Gary. I know how much work he did to make this whole thing happen. So thanks again, Gary, for what you've done. Before we recognize this year's winner, I want to remind everybody that the Borlaug Field Award is designed to honor a young agricultural scientist who is working closely in the field, as Norman Borlaug did so well, on applied research with crop farmers, livestock producers, or other people in rural communities involved in various disciplines or enterprises across food production, processing, and distribution chains. So, as chairman of the selection committee for this award, I want to remind you again of the criteria. I see a lot of familiar faces here. I know you've heard this before, but I think you should hear it again. And I hope that you'll, mobilize folks at your institution and give us some more nominations. There are many deserving young men and women out there, but they can't win unless they're nominated. So please take the time to document their efforts for a successful nomination in 2018. The deadline is June 30th, and the scientist has to be, as you'll recall, under 40 years of age at this date. Judith, is that right? Have to be under 40 as of October, whatever this date is next year. They don't have to be under 40 by June 30th. So sometimes that becomes an actual issue. Candidates are evaluated and selected based on the attributes and accomplishments that reflect those demonstrated by Dr. Borlaug during his work in field research and application. You'll see these attributes exemplified by Dr. Cui, our current award winner today. The attributes include persistence. Dr. Borlaug never gave up, as we all know. Innovation. Dr. Borlaug believed in the benefits of innovation and technology. Communication. I think this is a very underestimated need in our world today. We need to do a lot more as scientists, and Dr. Borlaug was outstanding at it. He could communicate with any person, any culture, any situation. Quality effort, whether it's research, extension, or education, the quality of the effort is usually reflected in the quality of the results. Leadership, Dr. Borlaug demonstrated leadership and the importance of a team. In what later became known as the Green Revolution, he pulled in everyone, from world political leaders to agricultural professionals, from national agricultural research programs, field researchers, practitioners, and farmers. Then as now, it takes a global collaborative effort to reduce hunger and poverty and revitalize communities. And finally, impact. Dr. Borlaug believed in the research believed the research was only as important as the amount of food it put on the table. You can't eat potential, as our laureate has said several times. I take that on board every time you say it. And Dr. Borlaug did say that a lot. He said a lot of other things you can't eat too, but I can't necessarily quote all of them in this company. But he was about making a difference, and that's taking it to the farmer, and that's what we're looking for in this award. So I want to tell you about this year's awardee. I'm not going to repeat things that are in the booklet, so I hope you've read that. Dr. Cui is directly meeting the challenges of food security, especially as they relate to maize and wheat production in China. He's a scientist who is at home among the Chinese farmers he serves, as he is in his research lab. And he more than meets the award criteria for the Norman Borlaug Award for field research and application. Dr. Cui is a researcher and a faculty member at the Center for Resources, Environment, and Food Security on the China Agricultural University in Beijing. He's receiving the 2017 Norman Borlaug Award for field research and application for his scientific and extension work in improving soil health and increasing crop production through the implementation of innovative on-farm fertilizer management strategies. Because of Dr. Cui's efforts to improve nitrogen efficiency, his work has resulted in higher maize and wheat yields throughout the North China Plain. This is significant because, as many of you would know, China is the world's largest producer of wheat and the second largest producer of maize. Since 2000, Dr. Cui has been convinced that farmers were over-applying nitrogen fertilizer, thinking that more was better. Through extensive on-farm experiments, Dr. Cui has shown this to be a false assumption and that nitrogen was being wasted due to leaching and creating significant environmental problems, including groundwater pollution due to nitrate pollution that degraded surface water, causing soil acidification and air pollution. Now, there's some specific examples in the pamphlet. I'm not going to repeat all of those, but I want to say that Dr. Cui's environmentally sustainable innovations have been a critical component of China's efforts to pursue higher grain yields and have been widely adopted by local governments. In addition to these large-scale models and implementation, Dr. Cui works tirelessly to ensure smallholder farmers access his findings. He frequently lectures to farmers about crop management, fertilization, and planting. He coordinates face-to-face trainings, on-farm and farmer field school demonstrations. He also helps organize agricultural technology and machinery cooperatives to benefit smallholder farmers. Dr. Cui was born in China in 1978. He received his MS in Water and Nutrient Management from China Agricultural University, CAU, in Beijing, and his PhD in Nutrient Management also from CAU. He became a lecturer at CAU from 2005 to 2007 and was named as an associate professor in the Department of Plant Nutrition in 2007. Dr. Cui has also received additional training abroad. He participated in cooperative training at the University of Hohenheim and the University of Bonn in Germany, and the University of Nebraska at Lincoln as a visiting scholar. What we can see is that Dr. Cui is an effective research scientist as well as an effective farmer collaborator. He's published more than 50 papers in various international journals, and as an editor, revised a series of books related to nutrient management, fertilizer, and theories related to winter wheat and summer maize rotations. Like Norman Borlaug, Dr. Cui believes that research and knowledge is not valuable unless it's transferred to the farmers. His goal has always been to help farmers produce more food in sustainable ways. In that regard, he adopted a unique hands-on approach, living and eating with farmers for extended periods of time, studying their planting, cultivation, and harvesting practices, and undertaking thousands of face-to-face interview surveys. A hallmark of his commitment was that he remained with the farmers in their rural communities throughout the entire SARS epidemic in 2003, which some of you recall. Dr. Cui acknowledges that the culture, knowledge, and habits of farmers often affect the application of technology, and this is, as we know, certainly true. So we want to congratulate Dr. Cui for drawing inspiration from Norman Borlaug's lifelong commitment to working side by side with farmers to take it to the farmer by bringing research into the field and helping farmers adopt new agronomic practices that make a difference with yields and inputs. These efforts improve farmers' bottom line and at the same time improve overall maize and wheat production in China. We congratulate Dr. Cui for partnering with farmers to find new ways to help millions of them improve their cultivation of wheat and maize and to increase yields while at the same time practicing sustainable food production methods. Dr. Cui, we are inspired by your vision, your work ethic, your success with Chinese farmers. We wish you continued success on your journey working with maize and wheat farmers. Dr. Borlaug would be so proud of you because you truly take it to the farmer. Please come forward to receive the 2017 Norman Borlaug Field Research and Application Award. Let's not get them mixed up.
I'll give it back, I promise.
Thanks to Mr. President Queenie and Dr. Ronnie Kaufman for this is a very nice introduced. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's my great honor to be at this event today as the 2017 Borlaug Award of the Food Research and Application recipient. I am grateful for this wonderful recognition. Agriculture in China played a huge role in feeding the 1.4 billion people. Unfortunately, the environmental footprint of the Chinese culture is very high. My research begins in the 2000 and has focused on helping Chinese farmers increase the crop yield and in the meantime improve nutrient use efficiency and lowering the environmental cost. During my PhD study at China Agricultural University, I worked with more than 200 smallholder farmers in the central China and played with over 3,000 experiment plots. I began my formal employment at the China Agricultural University in the 2005. I'm a high-frequency traveler, often means to the rural countryside for the field work. I often live and eat with farmers for extended periods of time, studying their management practice. and taking thousands of the face-to-face interview. Since 2008, we developed a comprehensive decision support program called Integrated Soil Crop System Management. We conducted more than 10,000 on-farm trials, all of which increased yield by 20%, with reducing nitrogen fertilizer use by 5 or 10%, and reducing natural losses by 25% at the same time. Chinese farmers are smallholder, farming just about 0.3 hectare per household, and there are 200 million of such farming household. The challenge is to deliver the better management practice that we developed to the hand of these farmers. From the 2006 to 2015, our group has helped more than 20 million smallholder farmers to adopt this advanced managed practice in the fields. Of the 200 million smallholder farmers in China, however, we have only reached about 10% of them. There are a lot of more work ahead of us. Where the research are conducted has a real impact on the food self-sufficiency and the environment in China. There were moments when I thought of quitting field research because it's very hard. Not the growing physical part. I grew up as a farm boy, but the long-time seasonal work that doesn't generate data fast enough for the quality publications, which are weighted highly for one's career advancement. Fortunately, I didn't quit, but continued. Now I have published over 100 papers in the international journals. For the young scientists here, I have a message for you. Field research can be the productivity and rewarding. I want to thank all of those who have supported my research. I would like to thank the wonderful and productive cooperation with the Nutrient Management Network in China. I would like to thank my parents for their inspiration. They are both farmers, and they are my roots of the land. I'm grateful to my beautiful wife and lovely daughter to their understanding and tolerance of me being away from quickly doing the field work. Finally, I would like to thank the World Food Prize for giving me this great honor, and also thank the Rockefeller Foundation for support. Thanks for coming and listening. Thanks a lot.
Wonderful. Just stay here 1 second, okay? So Dr. Cui, was everybody looking at the painting? When you heard him say he thought about quitting, but he didn't quit, I know that smile got bigger. That's why you are. Well, you're so appropriate having this award.
Yeah.
Yes. So.
Thank you.
Yes. So now we have a reception outside. I want to encourage everyone there, but perhaps I could ask our laureate, the Consul General, Jeannie and Julie, if you might stay and have a few official pictures taken with our recipient. Ronnie, if you could come back up. And we promise there'll still be some hors d'oeuvres for you and there and that. So come here. Is that all right?